He was working as a scout for the National Hockey League's Los Angeles Kings when he boarded the plane. When the day concluded, Mark was one of 3,000 people who were killed in that tragedy. Mark grew up in Rosendale, and with his twin brother Mike, were part of CM's first championship hockey team in 1986. There are a number of faculty members here still today who also taught Mark at CM, and they can still see his trademark smile every 9/11 anniversary. Also on that flight was another CM graduate, John Cahill, class of 1962. John grew up in Brookline and lived in Wellesley with his wife and 2 sons. You can see how personal this tragedy is for all of us here at CM. Today, we're privileged to have someone here at CM for whom this tragedy was as personal as it gets. Pat Davis is a 1980 graduate of CM, and his older brother is Mark Davis. He has spent the last 15 years ensuring that the legacy of Mark, John, and the other 3,000 9/11 victims stays alive within us every day. Please, let's give a welcome back to CM for Pat Davis.
Good morning. Mr. B, thank you very much, Mr. Bradley. Thank you for taking the time. I think it was last fall we came in and showed you a little presentation we're going to do today. I just want to be clear, I'm not a public speaker. And what we're here to do today through the 9/11 Fund is to educate all you students the events that had happened and what you guys are dealing with today. The 9/11 Fund is a foundation that was basically built right after 9/11 to help families that were in dire need of counseling, financial help, spiritual help. And before I go too far into it, I want to introduce Beth Chambers is here with Catholic Charities, and Beth will really explain to you what her last 15 and a half years has been, really supporting families. I know she was very spiritual with my mother, who was dealing with tough times. So I'd like to introduce Beth Chambers.
Good morning, everyone. Like Pat, I am not a public speaker. I am a social worker. I'm the director of Catholic Charities South, located down in Brockton. And as was stated, on September 11th at 8:46 in the morning, the United States and the world was changed forever. You know that there were planes that crashed and that many perished, but most have never felt the world of travel before that day. None of them did, actually. You've always known long security lines at airports, x-ray machines at every airport in the country and the world, no water bottles or liquids over 4 ounces in your carry-on luggage, American flag decals and huge American flags flying from fire trucks and fire stations right here in West Roxbury and everywhere. And some have seen the increased amount of tourism in New York City based entirely on people wanting to see what we know as Ground Zero right after 2 planes from Boston hit the World Trade Centers. And I think just to go on that point a little bit is that if you go to Logan Airport today and you're right here in West Roxbury, and you go over to Millennium and you will see and hear planes going overhead all the time because we're right here in West Roxbury, we're right on one of the flight paths. And after September 11th, there were no planes flying in the sky for 5 days. There was nobody going to and from the airport because every single plane in the United States that was flying at 8:46 a.m. and after the second plane hit the second tower, every plane in the United States had to land. And they had to find a place and they had to land. And we are talking tens of thousands of people. I tell the story about a small town in Newfoundland where every plane that was coming back from Europe had to land. and because they weren't allowed to enter the U.S. airspace at that time on September 11th. And so all of a sudden, in no time at all, 46 planes landed in Newfoundland, and thousands of people were stuck there, stranded there for days, because the skies around and in the United States were closed. And that's not something that we've ever seen or felt since that day, for more than just a few hours or overnight when we had a snowstorm. So what happened that day is one that, as Pat said, as you'll hear throughout the day, that we all remember very well and will never forget. For me, my job at Catholic Charities changed that day. I was handed a list of names of the Boston area families affected by 9/11 and told to drop everything and work with the families on the list. But first, I had to find the families. 16 years ago, we didn't have the internet capacity that we have now. We didn't have the whitepages.com. And so the list that I had, that I was given, was one where people who were in distress, people who knew that their loved one was either on the plane or in the World Trade Center or in the Pentagon or on their way flying over Shanksville, Pennsylvania. But they didn't know if they had died. They didn't know what the circumstance was at the time. And the fact is, they were here and not in New York or in the Pentagon or in Pennsylvania. The mistakes that were on that list, the people who called, everybody had to call the Red Cross, and that was kind of the center contact for everyone. And so the names that I had were wrong, and the information that I had was wrong for many, and even to the point where I called what I thought was going to be a young widow whose husband was on the plane, and it turned out it was just the opposite. She was the one who passed away, but the information I had didn't tell me that at the time. Within 2 weeks, I had seen every family in their home or wherever they wanted me to meet them. I stayed with them for no less than an hour, or with some, Mrs. Davis, I spent the whole day. One of my first appointments, and for me, it was the one that I'm going to remember the most, because I lived right here in West Roxbury, and the Davises lived in Rosendale, and all of my clients, everybody that I worked with, lived in Roxbury, Dorchester, and Mattapan. Everybody lived up on the 4th floor with no elevator. And all of a sudden, I walked to this appointment and sat with Mrs. Davis all day long, because it was something that she needed, I needed, and one of the things that I learned in social work school is that you don't cry in front of clients. You don't let them see what your emotions are. Well, on that day and many other days afterwards, I failed miserably because of the grief that they were going through. And to be there with them at a time of need was the most important for me as a social worker, and secondly, as someone employed by Catholic Charities to help the families in need. One of my most difficult moments was when a widow called me and said, "Why does my husband's death certificate that I just got say homicide as the cause of death?" How do you tell someone that the reason why it says that is because your loved one was murdered by terrorists? And so I had to ease her into that so that she would understand exactly what it was that happened and exactly why we were there, and exactly the fact that it was a terrorist that killed her husband. It is when I tell people that I work with the 9/11 families in Boston, many don't understand. They don't, outside of Boston, they don't realize that the 2 planes that hit the World Trade Center actually came from here. And so once, I explain it and folks understand, it makes it a little bit easier for them to realize why we did what we did. When we went to the museum down at Ground Zero, when it first opened, even some of the people, the staff there, didn't understand why 2 busloads of people from Boston were coming down and saying that they were family members, because everybody in New York thought that it was just people in New York. So it's been a wonderful experience on some levels. It's been difficult on other levels. I'm very proud and honored that I'm here representing the Mass 9/11 Fund that began in the midst of a crisis. And it was a widow, Teresa Matai, who helped to organize this group. And so over these 16 years, we have participated in nearly every event and have been there, as Pat said, to help the families. And I think that this is going to continue for some time in the future as we enter the period of the trials for those who masterminded this event. And I look forward to doing that some more. So thank you.
So just real quickly, I've only been in this gym twice since 2001. I was back here a year ago, actually 2 years ago, watching CMDC High basketball game. CM did win that night. It was a good game. The other time was we actually had my brother's wake in this gymnasium. As you can see, there was no water. You'll see the video of the planes and stuff shortly, but there was no water. The spirit that was in this room, it started at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and didn't stop until 10 o'clock at night. The line was down South Street for people coming in. People that didn't even know my family. They just felt like they were Americans, or they were West Roxbury's or Rotherville kids, or whatever. Little league teams came through here, hockey teams came through here, just to show their support to my family. I am going to show a video to you. It's pretty graphic. Take it in, because again, as Beth was saying, these 2 planes came from Boston, and everybody on those planes, a percentage of them were just going to work. And again, life can be taken from you like that. So let me show you the video. And one thing about this video, you're going to notice is there's children in the video talking. And it was created so it could relate to high school students of them talking about their grandparents or their parents that they lost. So.
Well, we just got a report in that there's been some sort of explosion at the World Trade Center in New York City. One report said we can't confirm any of this. The plane may have hit one of the 2 towers of the World Trade Center, but again, we have no further details than that. We don't know anything about what they have concluded happened there.
I was around 2 and a half, and what I remember about my grandmother is that she was very kind and caring. You know, she was the family woman. She was always there. It's difficult to remember because I was only 1 year old at the time, but the way I like to remember him is through the stories that my family tells, and more my mom than anybody else, but the way that my mom tells me and my sister how, oh, that's how your dad does that, or stuff like that.
I knew he was my dad, and I knew he was a great, awesome dad, and we had fun. We would go fishing, and he'd cook and hide his recipes from me and tell me that he told me he would have to kill me. Chef Peter, as everyone knows him, in the kitchen. That was the side I knew of him, the goofy family man.
Our father had 2 loves. The first one was flying. He flew for American Airlines for almost 25 years, which he loved to do. And before that, he had trained as a pilot with the United States Air Force.
Our father's other love was farming. We grew up on a 150-acre hay field where he loved to farm the land. We had peach trees and blueberry bushes.
Jeff was a great dad. We had 3 kids together, and at the time, the kids were 7, 11, and 13. And his life was all about his kids. They were first and foremost to him.
Oh yeah, Sue was the funniest girl. She had the biggest personality. She was just so funny. Everything was, we laughed all the time.
she wanted to make people feel good and feel joyful. And she would often stop at the toll booth and say, how are you today? How are the kids? And my other daughter would say, why would you want to do such a thing? And she said, I don't know, I just like to make them happy.
That day was a remarkably beautiful Tuesday morning in the fall. It was crisp. It was the bluest sky I had ever seen. And driving down from the hills on a road on the way to work, I could see the Twin Towers. I thought, oh, Sue's probably in there early. I know she's interviewing today. And I just looked up at the clouds and I thought, oh my gosh, what a gorgeous, beautiful day.
That morning, I was laying in bed, and my parents would leave very early on their trips whenever they had to go into work into Logan Airport. And so that morning, I heard his truck drive down the driveway, and I heard him leave. And that would have been the last time I heard anything from him.
I woke up that morning and I didn't want anything but him. And so I was eating breakfast and he was leaving to go get the train, and I blew kisses goodbye. That wasn't the usual morning, I was usually asleep. But for some reason I woke up that morning.
I dropped Jeff off, and for some reason, I stopped and watched him walk the platform after he had leaned over and given me a kiss on the cheek and said, "I'll see you in a few days, we'll celebrate our birthdays and our anniversaries then." I watched Jeff walk the platform and I thought to myself, wow, we should have better goodbyes because you just never know.
Most often I didn't wake up, but I actually did wake up that morning, and he did his usual thing, you know, he just kissed me goodbye, and because that's the last time I spoke to him.
The World Trade Center was really just an iconic pair of buildings in New York skyline. And you could always look to see Lower Manhattan and the Twin Towers just majestic against the sky. And it really did. It was always quite a symbol of finance, of the power of New York, what the city and commerce means to the world in general. I mean, I think was a global landmark.
I turned on the TV in my kitchen, and I was standing in front of the TV watching Good Morning America, holding a cup of tea, and which is just a natural thing for me. And my first thought was, oh, it was probably a news helicopter, one of those small news helicopters, and how much damage could that do?
There was a loud sound that I can only describe as a sound of a missile, not an airplane.
And we watched in horror, group of us around my desk as a clearly a commercial jet flew into the second tower.
That looks like a second plane.
At that point, I knew that wherever she was in danger. It was really just a horrific realization. Immediately, visceral, that the world had changed forever. Certainly for me and my family.
Well, the presumption is that this is a terrorist attack.
I'm calling Jeff's cell phone repeatedly, which goes to message, and just pleading with him to call me. Try to get me some information, and part of it was just hearing his voice. And then my brother-in-law Chuck came into the kitchen and he said to whomever would listen, when my phone rings, I'm going to go out to the garage. Don't let her follow me. And meanwhile, his phone rang. I saw him walk into the garage and I followed him, and nobody could stop me at that point. And I saw the look on his face, and I knew it was American on the other end. And I saw the look on his face, and that just confirmed it for me. He didn't even have to say anything. And I think I saw him nod to my brother-in-law, another one. And I had gone down the steps into the garage, and my parish priest was there. And all I remember us collapsing into his arms. And I don't remember saying anything, but my friend said I let out a wail. That I don't remember. And then I just started asking for my kids, who were all still at school. And I just said, I want my kids home. I want my kids. And I grabbed them all in a hug. And I just hugged them as tight as I could. And I said, you know, Daddy was flying to LA today. Some really bad man took over his plane and crashed into a building. And now Daddy's not coming home.
Oh my God. The second terror.
We had on several TVs and we were all sitting and watching everything that had happened together. We saw what was going on in New York. We saw what had happened at the Pentagon. We saw what had happened in Pennsylvania. And we were all taking it together and realizing that this was not an isolated incident. We were realizing that our country was under attack.
It's true, the world stopped for everyone, so my life didn't just change, but everyone's life changed. Our safety was at risk. No one knew if there was going to be more attacks. No one knew what was next.
My name is Jeff Wade. I'm a 28-year veteran of the Needham Fire Department. On 9/11, a bunch of us got together, organized ourselves, and headed down to Ground Zero the morning of the 12th. I guess I just felt a need to go down. I don't know what possessed me to go, but I felt there was a need to help. Because, you know, 343 of my brother and sister firefighters had died in the attack. So there's always that part, the brother and sisterhood of the fire department. When we got down there was everybody had been cleared from the building at that point. People were trying to find me, you know, and the guys went down and looked like some of the holes that were there. People were in there completely crushed. You could see them, just couldn't get to them. But it was really just digging through a pile of rubble.
One of the stories that we heard is she helped evacuate her coworkers from the 92nd floor down to the sky lobby, which is probably a good almost 20 floors down from those. They were walking down the stairs. Sue was walking with her pregnant boss, making sure she didn't fall, and then she was able to make it down.
She stayed by the front desk and she ushered people out. She went and grabbed them, get out, go down, all the way down, and she would not budge or leave until the whole floor was cleared out. And she went around, they told me she went around and she checked to make sure that everybody was out. As far as I'm concerned, she was a hero that day. And she lost her life because of it.
My grandmother was murdered on 9/11 while she was on American Airlines Flight 11.
I don't know if I'm angry. A lot of times it makes me upset the way it makes, more specific, my mom and my sister, and the way it affected everybody in my family, and it changed really my whole life.
I mean, he was killed / murdered. He didn't pass away. It wasn't something expected. He was taken. He was murdered by terrorists. So, which every single one of those people were.
People say to me all the time, you know, how do you do it? Is it better now? And my response to that is always, the pain doesn't go away. It gets different. You wake up in the morning 15 years later, still remembering what you've been through, still remembering the loss that you suffer every minute of your lives, still acknowledging that your kids have grown up without their dad, but you know that you've got to get through it.
I I think Sue would want me to be joyful, happy, kind, considerate, respectful of others. That's what she was, that's who she was. And I tried to live up to that every day.
The healing process is long and it's actually still ongoing. Immediately following September 11th, we were so fortunate to be surrounded by such loving family and friends. We were also so fortunate to have such a strong, wonderful mother who would not let us be defeated by this. She ensured that even though we had been through the unimaginable, we were still going to have healthy, happy, long lives, because that's exactly what our Father would have wanted us to do.
Every year on his birthday, we write messages on balloons, and we send the balloons up, and we have cake, and we have pictures all around the house. And every time I go visit my family, we look at pictures and share stories. We always try to remember him, but in a positive way.
A friend of mine drew the Twin Towers. There was a rose in the middle, and there was angel wings around them. And he originally had some, I should say, souls coming out in the smoke, and then my father's name on the bottom. So I took it out to an artist, he kind of aimed it up and made it a little bit tighter, and I chose to put it on my back because he'll always have my back.
It's a weird thing to say, but yes, good does come from the awful. And that's one thing that we tried to do, was take the tragedy that struck our family and turn all that negative energy into something good. We tried to take the kind of life that we knew Jeff lived and that he would have continued to live, and the way he wanted to raise our kids, and we translated that into doing something good for other people.
People say thank you all the time. I don't bring it up in conversation, but I think a lot of people appreciate what we did.
I think it really opened our eyes to the possible hate in this world and what can come of it. We definitely learned that we aren't invincible and that we always need to be on high alert. Take everyone that we love and seriously don't take a moment for granted. No, it's really a cliche to say, but that's something that I have lived by since that day. And I guess that's my outlook on life. That's why I try and stay as happy as possible, because there's no real sense in not being happy. Because you never know what can happen.
So all I'm going to do is I'm going to let that play behind me as I speak to you. I've watched this video several times and I still get angry tell. So it makes me so mad. What I want to do is I want to just talk to you as a family member of what transpired for my family that day. And how actually Catholic Memorial supported us. So that day, I'm a construction director director of operations for an electrical contractor. And I was down at St. Anne's Hospital in Fall River, with one of my foremen walking this hospital, and I was walking by the nurse's desk. And I heard the nurse say, plane went into the World Trade Center. I said, geez, that's weird. You know what I'm saying? Geez, wasn't it a helicopter doing news and stuff? I kept walking. And then I did my rounds, and about 15 minutes later, I'm walking by the same desk, and I hear the woman say, a second plane just went into the World Trade Center. So right away, I don't know if it's just my upbringing or what, I knew something was wrong. I called my wife, who was supposed to be taking my daughter at the time, who was 1 year old at Children's Hospital that morning, and I said, I got a bad feeling. Don't go into the city today. Something's wrong. Something's going on in our country. And I still didn't know what was happening. So, my wife says to me, well, let me ask you, have you talked to your brother Mike today? I go, no, I haven't. Why? And she said, well, Mark was supposed to fly out this morning to LA. The King's camp was supposed to start that day. I called my brother Mike. My brother Mike was in Winnipeg scouting kids for Boston University. And it's crazy as it can be. You can drive up 128, you can lose a cell phone like that, but it picked up right away. And he said he was in touch with the LA Kings, and they were getting the manifest. My brother Mark was on the plane. My brother Mark was over at BU the day before, and he was talking to Jack Parker, saying he was basically going to try to commit into a workout and catch a later flight. And camp really didn't start until Wednesday. Well, it didn't work out. When I'm driving up 24, my brother Mike says to me, let's just get to Mom's house. So I get to my mother's house, probably, 10:30. And the first person that arrives to my house at 11 o'clock is a great friend of the family, Sean Murphy. Sean taught him for 20 years. Sean's a very emotional guy. My mother just came from church. She still doesn't know anything's going on. I told Sean he couldn't come into the house because it would made my mother upset. I sat with my mother. She goes, no, Mark's going to be fine. I dropped his clothes off at the cleaners. He's going up to Steve Foster, who's another CM grad, wedding that Saturday, and just kept making small talk. I would say by 3 o'clock, there was over 200 kids in my driveway from either West Roxbury, Roslindale, friends of mine, but most of them were all hockey players that my brother Mark and Mike played with. All the CM's hockey teams were there. Coach Hanson was in my driveway. As the day progressed, and you're still hanging on to some hope, really did it was when Senator Kennedy called the House, and he said to us, I'm deeply sorry for your loss. I know what it feels like, with all his tragedies he's had. And we knew, or I knew when I got that call, it was time for everybody to leave my house and sit with my mother in a den and really tell the story of what happened. And we got through that day, and again, we had a memorial for Mark. I think it was on the 21st of September, and we had a service on the 22nd at Sacred Heart in Roslindale. And I don't know if any of the kids are from Roslindale, but in that church, there's a large church upstairs and downstairs. They were both packed, and the whole street of Cummins Highway was flooded with people, just showing their support. We get through that day. I'll be honest with you, for about 10 years, I hated life. My wife even said to me, you're not the same person you married. And I had to change. My family had to get through some tough times. I had 5 brothers that came through the school, and I had 3 sisters. And we all had our challenges because you're dealing with the tragedy of this. I will tell you, you boys will face tragedies in your life, and you're gonna have to find a way to fight through it. You're gonna have to find a way that you don't sink, go down the drain and get in trouble. Because this is what happens, either you fall down or you get up and you gotta keep fighting through. And the only way my family gets through is, we created a foundation in Memory of Mark. Just like all the other 206 families in Massachusetts have all done great things. They all have scholarships, they all have ways to raise money to give back to kids. And, it's just, you're gonna come across some tough times in your life. You gotta be able to fight through. You think, you guys are going for finals coming up soon, and that's a struggle in your life. It's just another step in life. Okay? You'll get through. I know it's hard that day. You will get through. One thing I do want to talk about a little bit, besides what my family went through, and Beth mentioned a little bit, I don't know if any of you had the opportunity to get down to the museum in New York. On that day, it was 297 people lost their lives. 411 were first responders. As the native fireman said, 343 of them were New York fire. So they came to that building, and they were going up the stairs, knowing they're probably not coming back down. I've taken it in down the museum. It's incredible. The story they say about a lot of the firemen down there. But there was also 37 Port Authority police officers that got killed that day. And New York's funny, it's not like Boston. Port Authority really runs Manhattan. They control the land, and the buildings are just the buildings on Port Authority property. There was 23 police officers that got killed that day, and 8 medics. So, here's people trying to do good, doing their job, and they get killed doing it. Here's 2 flights from Boston. People just going to work, and they get murdered. My point to you today is that there are going to be tough times in your life, and you just need to fight through, and you need to do good. I'm telling you, Captain Memorial does a great job of teaching the students here, and the spiritual part of it that you take on in life. I'm going to tell you, if you see someone broken down on the side of the road, call 911. Say good morning to someone. Because if you're struggling and you're hating life, it's going to really hold you back. I'll tell you, it's changed my life. When I walk down the street, I say good morning to someone. They almost get startled that I'm saying good morning to them. Because Boston people aren't friendlies, okay? But I'll hold the door for someone. I'll check on your neighbor. And one of the most important things, because again, I have a daughter that's like Howard Spellman, she's 16. And, I would say most kids in this generation get everything from their parents. You guys all got new phones, right? Anything your parents want, you want a new hockey stick yet? You're not getting a new hockey stick or a new ball or whatever. It's not like when Mr. Beanie Wright was growing up, you had to work for him, you had to cut the grass to get something. Really appreciate your parents. Every morning they go to work. You don't know if they're going to come home. And, don't go to bed having an edge on them with somebody you're having an argument with. You just don't know what's going to happen because you're going to have to hold on to that for the rest of your life. I wish that I just had one more time to say something to my brother Mark. I can't tell you how many times, right after that, I keep calling his cell phone to get his voicemail. But again, as a family, we had to bond together and do something good. And I'm proud to say that we have a foundation for Memory of Mark, and we've given out over 100 scholarships to kids in the state of Massachusetts in Mark's name. And when people call, when I call them, they tell them that they're winners. I say, go back on the website and read the story. But some of them don't, I know the guidance wants to say, just apply for the scholarship. So you go back and tell the story and then call me back. So I want them to appreciate who the person was. My brother Mark cared about so many people. And I'll tell you a story. When he was at BU, do you know the World Trade Center was bombed in '93? They attacked the World Trade Center in '93 when a van parked at the bottom of the Trade Center and tried to blow it up. The Trade Center is a symbol of America, of power, and that's why they went after it. But in '93, one of the terrorists, there was 6 of them, one of the terrorists lived. He got out of the van, he went around a column to go to the bathroom. And he lived, and the FBI caught him. And in '93, that gentleman told the FBI what the Taliban's goals were, is to attack all, historical American buildings, the White House, anything they could attack to bring down the symbol of America. Okay? So the thing, the world's changed. It's about the same. I went to the Sox game the other night, and they get searched going into the Sox game. I would say most of you kids probably have been to Disney World if your parents are taking you. You gotta go to Disney World now, you gotta open up your bag and show everything, you bring it in. That's not how it was. You could get out of a car in front of the airport and jump from a plane in 15 minutes before 9/11. If you're not there 2 hours before 9, you don't get on. You hear about today in the news, the 7 countries that Trump is, banning people coming in and talking about the computers. They're not going to allow computers or iPads. Come on. Our intelligence already knows they have that built. If they're coming out and saying that, our intelligence already knows they caught someone with a computer. It looks like a computer, but it's actually a bomb. And that's why they come out public, and that's why they push it. A lot of things went wrong that day. I mean, these 19 terrorists, they weren't Houdini. Okay? A lot of mistakes were made at the airports. A lot of mistakes were made by intelligence. The CIA didn't talk to the FBI. The FBI didn't talk to the state police. The state police didn't talk to the local police. But the blessing out of it, we had another terrorist attack on the mountain. They caught those guys like in 2 days because all departments, from the FBI to the state to the local, all worked together. And that's how they caught those 2 terrorists. I will tell you, and I believe this, that no matter what you do, you got to get caught. And it took how many years for them to hunt down Bin Laden? They were going to get him one day. Okay? So, just in closing, I want to, again, thank Captain Moore for having us, but I want you to leave here today and appreciate what you have, what your family gives you, and the opportunities you have ahead of you. And take the good quality that Captain Memorial teaches you and take it to the world. Do not waste a day of your life because you're shortchanging yourself. You have too much to give to this world. In closing, does anybody have any questions for me? Anything that was on your mind, just ask them. A family member, anything that you want to ask about 9/11. You guys have learned it in history, you've seen it. I'll guarantee you, I haven't read a history book, I guarantee you, you don't know, that history book's not telling you half the stuff I know. Okay? I literally, as a family member, sat at the Sheraton Hotel in Boston and listened to the cockpit recordings of the terrorists talking. I know exactly what they had on the phone. Some of them were strapped with wires. Some of them had box knives. Okay? I just know my brother Mark was traveling with a gentleman called Ace Bailey. Garnet Bailey. Garnet Bailey played for the Bruins in the 70s. And he was the head scout for the LA Kings. And I'll tell you, no way Garnet, Ace, or my brother Mark would have sat down in a plane seat without a fight. I guarantee they wouldn't have those terrorists. So, to know the terrorists, 15 of them were from Saudi Arabia. I think back now, we went after Iraq. Was that the right decision? But the thing is, guys, it's in front of you every day. You see something, you gotta say something. Be part of this, all right? Make a change. Thanks for your time.
Thank you guys very much. I think pretty much everybody said it. Everybody that talked up there in the film and had himself. Please go home tonight, hug your parents, hug your brothers, hug your sisters, hug everybody you know. Okay? Thank you very much.